Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Let me just quickly say this. I want to thank Mr. Odua, on your submission. Actually, I wanted to interject you, but I felt that I shouldn't stop the flow. And I really appreciate your submission with respect to what is happening in Edo State, the issue of whether Mr. Peter Obi should get involved or should, or not. I thank you for your submission. I think that submission is top-notch submission. I mean, from the angle that you took it from. In Edo State, as we speak, Labour Party has one senator, Senator Imasuen, representing the Edo South. Labour Party has two House of Representative members, Iyawe Sosa and Omorui Osaru, three of them. Again, fortunately, as you will have it, or depending on how you want to characterize it, but fortunately, the current Labour Party chairman also from Edo State. It's not that the Labour Party chairman is outside somewhere in Kaduna or somewhere in Ekiti State or whatever. It's right there. It's even though it's headquartered in Abuja, but it's from Edo State. So everything everything should be working well for good for Labour Party candidates in Edo State. These are the faces of Labour Party. The same way the senator, the APC senator, former governor Oshimole, is coming out. Though he has been the former governor. But talk of a senator also is a top-ranking politician by any standard. But here's the problem. The problem is that these senators have failed ab initio from the beginning. There is nothing to leverage on. These are not the senators that Mr. Peter Obi can leverage on at this point in time. What have they done? What Labour Party agenda have they actually pursued that they can now bring back to Edo State to come and utilize to campaign for Labour Party candidates? Nothing. Rather, they have compromised. Completely compromised. Working effectively for APC. They have supported everything, every bill that Tinubu has brought to. They have supported, even the national anthem change, they supported it. There is nothing now that they want to bring back home. Senator, you can stand side by side with the candidate.
1 minute left, sir.
Yes. So there is no leverage that they can bring to bear to the advantage of Labour Party candidates in Edo State. So that is a colossal failure at this point in time. So that is from that angle, I really, it was brilliant. All these people are there. The senator, the House rep, where are they? What are they doing? This is your time to shine. Because if you have your governor there, it is even to your own advantage.
Thank you.
But anyways, here we are. But kudos to everyone on the submission with respect to that Nigeria is a the problem of Nigeria is a spiritual problem. I appreciate all the panelists' submission on it. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. God bless you, sir. Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Odua, please, your final submission. 4 minutes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Nagawash. Thank you once again. Let me see. When people believe on what they don't see, that is too much emphasis on what they don't see. That belief is what is controlling them. And that is where they are always backward. And that is the reason that these people are keep on threatening us in the name of they want to go to heaven. Jesus Christ never promised anybody heaven. Let the highest preacher in the world come and add it. There is no place Jesus Christ tell anybody I will take you to heaven. It is not written in the Old Testament and the New Testament. So those words are what they use to deceive people. Then they say, do the one you can, according to Paul, leave the rest for God. If God wanted you to leave the rest for him, why did he allow you to go and use your hand to build house? Why did he allow you to use your hand to wear your clothes? If it is, you have to leave it for God. Why did he allow you to use your hand to put food in your mouth? Why didn't he tell you go and farm before you eat? So it is very pathetic to hear that anything of Nigeria it is spiritual problem, because they believe that when you tell our gullible people, they will just follow it. Because when you talk English, you believe in another man language more than yourself, you believe in another man thing more than yourself. That is what you face. When you are educated, you become zombie. That is where our Baba Fela says zombie win in one way. If you tell them to sit, they will sit. If you tell them to move, they move. If you tell them, because education is they are zombie. So if they did not go to this, the way they call education of this zombieism, I believe that they will have sense to know that when we were leading by king, it was not by spiritual problem. Everything we are done physical by your hand. And that is where the white people say, we will have street light before them in the white land. The street light wasn't not Pankane and the thread. So this thing we are done physically by our forefather hand. But our children of nowadays, we turn zombie in the name of we are educated. So that is what we can get when people lost their glory, when they lost their value, when they lost their own language, when they lost their respect in the name of calling education. People cannot stop their own language now. And if you say it in they say you are local. But when you talk another man language, they say, yes, you are educated, care for yourself, and ignorance. So, my brother, that is what I have to say. Thank you, Mr. Njawash.
Thank you, Mr. Odoa. God bless you, sir. Thanks for your time with us today. Those of you on the backstage, I know you're there. I will bring you in once it gets to your turn. The screen is full right now. Please be patient with us. Let me quickly go on with Tiobala. Then, Tiobala, please talk to us, sir, if you are there, your final submission.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Elvis.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your good work. First of all, I just want to ask a question like, who are Nigerians? I just want people to also know that Nigeria is not the physical land. It's the people that live in that country that name that country Nigeria. How would I put it? We are Nigerian, the people living in the country. So the fact that we believe that the problem of a country will solely depend on one religion that is not up to, how would I put it, that is not even made decision for the country is something that is worrisome. I just want you people to know that where we are today, where Nigeria as a nation are today, is a result of the decision that we made yesterday. Where we are going to be tomorrow is a result of the decision that we are taking now. So it's better we took the right path for us to land in a better place. Let's just assume 20 years ago or 40 years ago, you agree with me that China and the rest of the world, like just what the Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala was also making a very good comparison with some other countries. Nigeria was far better than, where were they? What happened to them? They started building their country by building the people living in that country, building their mentality, building their mindsets. So you go to all the highest institutions maybe in the US, for instance, you'll see China, see the Indians. Go and check the big tech company in the world today, namely in the US. You see the Indians, heading most of these big organizations. You will ask me, we have an institution called the Indian Institute of Technology. It's one of the top schools in India. They mirror what is happening in the US, UK, and other developed world to build those institutions. So go and check most of the CEOs in different big organizations in the US. Most of them came from that particular school. Why am I saying all of this? They ensure that they build human. In turn, those set of people replicate what they have learned, what they have gained to build their own country back home. And you also agree with me that the issue of being spiritual or not spiritual, if we peddle or we put all the problems that we are facing in the country today to be spiritual issue, you will agree with me that the problem of Nigeria, whether we like it or not, lies solely on the responsibility of our leader. It is not spiritual that make Mahmoud to switch off beavers. It is not spiritual that make the present governor, even the past administrator or whatever, to spend less on education. It is not spiritual that Nigeria as a nation don't have lights. It is not spiritual. If you go to China today, see students, secondary school students, they are manufacturing phones. Do we need spiritual to handle that? But that is just by the wayside. But all I'm saying in essence is this: for a nation to develop, we must focus on those people living in that nation. Otherwise, there will be a nuisance to that society. An average Nigerian now need access to capital for them to do business. They don't have it. Meanwhile, it's being given to paddy and who knows man. They don't have access. Even those people that even went to microfinance bank and all of that to go and get loan for them to start up their businesses and all of that, they don't have access to light. Remember, for any nation to grow, these small, medium businesses, they are the ones that develop a nation. But those set of businesses are big crumble in Nigeria. They struggle to survive. They are being faced with multiple tasks on a daily basis. Look at our governors across the states, across the nations. No exception to none, all of them. They are not doing what they're supposed to do. This Nigeria of a nation we are talking about. Talking about spirituality and all of that. Security is ravaging the nation as we speak today. We have internet. We have, what's it called? We have network like MT and all of that. We cannot tap into all those things, to tap into those communications to be able to track those people down. Nothing like that. Then bandit will enter a society, ravage the whole place, kidnap people, and still keep in that same society or in that same nation, and we cannot even hold them or know where they are. Then we say,
All right.
it will take the grace of God for us to develop in that country.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Chiobala. It's good to hear your voice today. God bless you. Give us a mandate, please. Your 4 minutes. Yeah.
Okay,
Your 4
thank you.
minutes.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Well, all well said today. I think Madam God call and say principalities and power, right? Well, then I think it was principalities and power that switched off beavers during the election. And as it stands also today, the people kind of hunger, the jets they bought and everything. See, Nigerians, we just like to look for a cheap way out. A cheap way out. And until we tell ourselves the truth, the country will not get better. Because these people that are running, there's no government as it stands today in the country, because people that are there as leaders or as rulers are bandits. The issue of Nigeria, people are still saying spiritual. So bad roads, it was principalities and power that did not make the government give Nigerians road. Abel that stole money, it was principalities and power that say Abel should steal money. Nigerians, let's not be fooled. Let's not be fooled. And that's why I always tell you guys, Hebrews 12 verse 2. It's just very simple. Very simple. These guys knows the issue, they know the problems of Nigerians. They know that Nigerians are too religious. And so they will do everything possible to put the country in a bad situation, so that way you can go to church and be praying. When little children are using electricity to do practical in their school, electricity is being used as practicals in some countries by high school children. Most of the iPhones and iPad, most of these things that you see people carry today with a lot of money, children in China are the one that will couple them together. Children in China are the one coupling these things together. And here you see a country, they are saying their own problem is spiritual. Man, I think something is wrong with the psychic of Nigerians. And it's just the fact that these politicians, they have seen Nigerians finish. They have seen you, they size you, for what belongs to you. And that's why the story, the words of Dati Ahmed is still very, very important. He says when Nigerians are ready, when they come to their senses, they will arise and fight for what belongs to them. As today, Nigerians have not come to their senses. They've not realized that their problem is not spiritual, but these thieves in power. When Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala spoke yesterday in that their conference, she didn't say anything about spiritual. Everything was just on policy, 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 policy. And to cap it off, she said, all of these things are not rocket science. There was nowhere that Ngozi mentioned spiritual. And she's the president of the World Bank. She didn't mention, when it comes to inflation, she just told Nigerians what Nigerians can do to ease their inflation. She didn't mention anything spiritual. And here we're talking about spiritual. Spiritual. At this age and time, spiritual. Then maybe we'll just go and look for Angel Gabriel or Angel Karimu to come and save the country. Come and conduct deliverance service for Nigeria. Angel Gabriel, please come and conduct deliverance service for Nigeria, because Nigerian problem in all of the world, only Nigerian problem is spiritual. Only Nigeria. Because we are looking for the cheap way out of the problem.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Give us a mandate. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Madam Luke, please, I'd like you to give us your final submission, 4 minutes, man, if you're there. Okay, Madam Luke is not there right now. I'll just move on to Alex O. Alex O, are you available to speak?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Sorry, did you call me?
Yes, man, I called you. Your 4 minutes, your final
I just
submission.
stepped out for a minute.
Okay. Your
So
4
let
minutes.
me hold on.
Yeah, hold on, Mr.
Thank
Alex.
you. Not much to say. Mr. Odua and Mr. Let's see, Abdul Malik were correcting me about statistics and what. Yes, it's 57 point whatever percent, but mathematically, once you cross over the 0.5 mark, you round up to the nearest number to make it easy for people who don't want to deal with the decimals. So coming back to spirituality, the caller who called just nailed it on the head. If you don't know that everything you do in the physical has to do with spiritual, then you have not even started. And that's the reason why Nigeria will continue to lose their way. And when we talk about spirituality, we're not talking about church. We're not talking about pastors. We're talking about your personal covenant with your creator and your maker, regardless of what you worship. If you hold your creator and your personal chi in high esteem, you won't be doing all those things you are doing. You will not be doing all those things you are doing, be it switching off the beavers, be it kidnapping people for ransom, be it or any antisocial behavior is based on the spiritual, because you have no spiritual compass. You don't know your God. And you tell me it's not a spiritual problem? No, it is a spiritual problem. And I did say it is not the only problem Nigerians have. It's one of the problems Nigerians have. Nigerians lack spirituality and they do not know their God or whatever they worship. Yes, part of it is spirituality, because if you have a good spiritual compass, you will love your neighbor as yourself. You will not be tribalistic. You will not be petty. You will not be vindictive. You will put your country first before yourself, like most countries do, like in China and all those places, because they have spirituality. They have somebody they answer to. Who does Nigerians answer to? Who do Nigerians answer to? They answer to themselves, because they're selfish, they're wicked, they're mean, and they are godless. So anybody that says it's not a spiritual problem, then you don't understand your roots. Be it whatever you worship, your traditional rule, your traditional culture, you are disconnected. Your umbilical cord is disconnected and missing and floating around in the bottomless pit of a sea where you can never trace it. And that is why we remain disconnected and we lack focus. When you don't lack spirituality, you don't have love. When you lack spirituality, you have no feelings. When you have spirituality, you are selfish. And you think it's not a spiritual problem? No, we are cursed because we don't know God. And that is what people fail to realize. You're thinking it's because of pastor here, pastor there. No, you have no feelings for both spiritual or person. And that is why you continue to roam around the earth like the ram of the ancient mariner. You will continue roaming around the whole earth where you will know no peace and you will know no satisfaction until you get one with your spirituality. You can go nowhere, either as a person or politician or whatever. Thank you.
Manda, look, thank you very much, man. Thank you for your final submission and your time with us. I appreciate you. Thank you, Mr. Alex. Please go ahead. Madam Ifi, I know you're on the backstage. I'll bring you in shortly. Mr. Alex, please go ahead, sir. Your final submission.
Yeah. Okay, let me just conclude by not going too deep to what my sister just said. I think there's a misunderstanding somewhere about spirituality and living a life that is supposed to be worthy. Living a life of dignity. What we're talking about is the mindset of Nigerians. There are certain things you just don't need to bring spirituality into. Why are we talking about this? You are already a creature of God, each and every one of us. And I don't think when God created man, there's something he left that it never touched. If we are going to go back to creation or what we know about it, your willpower. So your willpower has nothing to do, because if God wanted it that way, would have controlled it, but he left it to you to have the power over your will. You can make decisions. So it is what you decide to do that you will do. My stand on this is Nigerians have to just focus on the abilities that they already have and stop being lazy and thinking that the solutions to their problems lies outside of them. The solution is within. That is the mindset. It has to change. If it doesn't, there is no way that things will go right. It is the rule of law that governs every society. It has nothing to do with spirituality. If you follow the rule of law, you will do the right thing. You will do the right thing. Do the right thing has nothing to do with you praying or not praying. That is my take on that. Other countries or other people who are progressing, it's not because of their spirituality. It's because they can just differentiate between right and wrong. Until we get to that, we are wasting our time. That's just the truth of the matter. Laziness has to be dealt with. The laziness of the mind. If it is dealt with, we'll go a long way. We should forget about taking it to the spiritual level, about principalities and powers. No, I disagree. Because the willpower is in your hands. God already gave it to you. You don't need any external forces to make you do the right thing and not the wrong one. So that's my final conclusion. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, Mr. Alex. Oh, thank you, sir, for your wonderful time with us today. Thank you very much. Okay, Oga CM, your
Okay,
final
Mr.
minute.
Idris, can I
Yes,
ask
sir.
for 30 seconds, please?
Well,
Just to buttress what Mr. Alex said.
yeah, you
Scripture
have
saying that
30
God has,
seconds to do that, please.
yeah,
30 seconds.
that God has given us everything that pertains to life and godliness. So if God has given us everything, we have everything in our hand. So why are we now still going saying that God should come and help us when we have everything in our own power to change our country?
Okay, thank you. That's where the problem lies, but we'll talk on that tomorrow. Oga CM, go ahead, sir.
Mm,
4
okay.
minutes.
Actually, thank you, Niger Watch. I think most of the thing I don't know what really input do I need to add into this. But let me just say this, just to open another vista. Nigeria's problem is economical, or if you say political. I don't bring in spirit into it. There was a time, I think about 2 or 3 years ago, I was in a discussion. They said, what if Nigeria should borrow Inácio Souza da Silva of Brazil to come and handle economy, borrow somebody or Campo from International Criminal Court as the Chief Justice of Nigeria, then borrow, I think we give a couple of names. There's one from Denmark, installed in different places. You will find out that Nigerian economy will come back to life. And all this idea of receive, 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 people go and shout, there won't be. Put another way, go to Nigerian churches, recruit all those people that waste from morning till evening in the churches, bring them to Europe or America. Tell him or her, this is where you have to live. You pay 500 maybe pounds every month as a rent. In a month, take home could be 2,500. So that one will be able to cover the rent. You get down from your house. The next street is where you enter the bus. It will carry you straight. After about 45 minutes, you get to the factory where you are going to work. You work there, you finish. On your way coming back, you drop by the road. There's a Tesco there. You do your shopping, buy your milk, egg, all those things, come home. And they put you in what is it called? They put you in a rota. Sunday morning, evening, Sunday afternoon, or evening, you are working. See, the person will tell you now find out that the problem is economical. It's not spiritual anything. It's not. It's just that we mismanage our opportunity. Like give us a mandate said, why did God give us all those minerals? Why did God give us all those brilliant people all over the world? Look at Okonji while I'm talking. First woman and first black, yes, first black person, first woman and the first black woman too to be president of World Trade Organization. Every country trades. The policies are made in her office. She oversees them. She could help Nigeria, but are they willing to listen? They're interested in buying your private this. What really are they going to talk? So our problem is purely we brought it upon ourselves. There's no that I don't think God will just deliberately want to punish us by giving us all those things and then telling us it's okay. If since it's spiritual, is it not God that will solve it for us again? Why hasn't he? All the prayer we've been doing every time. Why? Are we so hated by God that all the other countries forget? Look at Okonji while I said in the lecture, India is now number 3. India is now. In my secondary school, I was taught by an Indian teacher, physics. The wife will be teaching mathematics. They share their salary. One goes to India, the other one they manage with it. India, they were all over the world before, poverty capital. Now they are number 3, behind almighty US, then China, then India. Look at, they have population. That's what he's telling you. America has population. They put them to work. HDI, Human Development Index. That's what Yobela is saying. You develop, you give them skill. And look at where America is. China followed, gave their people skill. They are number 2, following America. Then India with their population. So Nigeria should have been number 4, number 5 by population. Can we give our people the skill? They are taking off God, spiritual. No, I don't believe that. There are enough reason for me to argue it. I'm not in Nigeria, therefore I can draw context. I can draw inferences all over the world. It is not. Our politics is broken. Yes, That of Peru is broken. But look at the law they make for them. They made for themselves. Inflation one single digit. How many countries can boast of single digit inflation? How many? But they made it a law that it must be there. Central bank cannot tamper with it. But Emefiele will like to contest for APC presidential distance. I said, governor of central bank. It's not spiritual or anything. Our problem is purely economic and wickedness. That's what we're practicing. Today, we've given the Niger Republic light. Who knows in 5 years' time, some people may be going over there and say, look, if you want to really go to Niger, go to Burkina Faso. It's not spiritual. Please, good night, everybody. It's not spiritual. Thank you.
Okay, Augustine, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. All right, let's hear from the next person, which is Abdul Malik. Your final submission, 4 minutes, sir.
Yeah, good evening once again, Mr. Niger Watch.
Yes, you know I don't supposed to give you 4 minutes again, but I'm giving you. Talk to us.
Yeah, I say thank you very much. You say our problem is not spiritual. Our Nigeria problem is lack of management, mismanagement. Yes, they mismanage our resources. Just take a look. Somebody borrow money to go and buy SUV. You borrow money to go and buy yash. You borrow money to go and elevate VC house. You borrow money to go and send people to Hajj. It's mismanagement. How can you borrow money? You borrow money for to not to produce, not to produce, to just to consume the money. Probably you will lose. Yeah, you will lose. You will not get what you will not that money. You cannot recover that money. Yes, that is the problem they had. They mismanage the resources we have. They don't manage it well. They mismanage it. When you borrow money, you need to use the money for what will give you money back, not what you will spend on. You buy a car, you spend on car. The car cannot produce you money, cannot give you money. It's mismanagement. That is not spiritual, and there's nothing like spiritual there. The problem we have is our problem, is Nigeria problems. The problem rely on government mostly. Our government, they don't know how to move the country forward. That is the problem we have there. They don't have IJ, they don't have IQ to move that country forward. And those are the set of people that is likely themselves since how many years back. The same set of people, that is the reason why the country is backward. And we have population. We have the almost 55th country in the world, have been fought that we have population in the world. But look at our population is like it's like we don't make use of it. And when country have population, there is advantage to that country. But our government they don't have that IQ. Just to borrow money and consume, you don't borrow money to produce. We have everything, but there is nothing to show. It's a very bad, it's sad, it's very sad something because we cannot live abroad forever. When you are 60 years, you must go home. Yeah, you can't live abroad forever. Only when you are 60 years, you are closer to your death. You need to go, even though you want to go abroad, just to go from Nigeria to abroad to visit. That is it. For me, that is my plan. I cannot be 60 years. I still reside in Abroad. I cannot go home. Even though I go home, I will just Nigeria just to go to abroad to have visit there, like 3 months, spend all my life in Nigeria. Full stop. Thank you, Nigeria Watch.
All right, Abdul Malik, God bless you, sir. Oga Black Panther, please, you have 4 minutes as well. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, my honorable brother. God will bless you. Plenty yakata. I want to thank everybody. I want to say something here contradicting what Madam Luke said. Madam Luke, spirituality is a matter of choice. It's not a matter you put in the airspace for a nation to get addicted to. spirituality is a matter of choice. And the Bible made it clear that in his word there's choice. In his word there's choice. That means there's liberty, either to take it or not to take it. That does not take away your domineering power over the things of the earth. The reason why God gave us dominion is because he is God himself. He's self-existing God. He gave us, he hand over the dominion to us to take care, till the soil, harness resources that he has put in the land so that we can, get prosperous. But what we are doing is a lazy man thinking. It is shortcut. That's what we are taking. Let us all
Pastor,
be
the
like.
noise on your background is more than your voice. What's happening now? You should know the rules of this platform. Please stay in a noiseless place. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Okay, it looks like you're busy because you have so much noise in your background. Don't worry, you'll continue with it tomorrow. Thank you. Oga Chris, thank you, sir, for joining us this evening. Good evening to you, sir. Please, I would like you to talk to us. I'll give you 8 minutes. You are the last person on the panel. Use it to talk to us so that we can round up. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you very much. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting this at all. Thank you. I really appreciate the 8 minutes, Mr. Nai. So let me use it wisely. Good evening, Mr. Nigeria. Happy New Week to you and your wonderful family, and thank you for everything you do, Mommy Diaspora. And good evening to you, and thank you so much, Mommy. And we appreciate you from the depth of our heart. And everybody listening to us, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. Well, for me, I think I was able to catch on with and some of the discussants, so I'll just stick to what I've had. Yeah, this issue, I think it's quite strong. For me, I believe that the problem we are having is that some of these issues we don't really divide them appropriately. We don't put them in their proper boxes. And the reason I say this is that it has to get to a time where we have to separate these issues and attend to them the way they are. For example, I agree completely with what Madame Luke has said, strangely, that the spiritual controls the physical. And also, I agree completely with what every other person has said, that the physical, for you to achieve anything, you don't need to go and pray to one person or whatever for you to get whatever you want to get. Now, this appears to be talking from both sides of the mouth, but it's not like that. I made bold to say this in the sense that there are already laws in place, whether you call it spiritual laws, and it doesn't even have to be from the Christian perspective. That is very crucial. These laws are in place, and once you follow these laws, once you follow these spiritual rules, then prosperity is bound to be yours. What are these spiritual rules? One of them is hard work. In the spirit realm, there's a strong belief in hard work. So you cannot achieve success by just praying and praying and praying and praying without doing the hard work that you are supposed to do. Because in the spiritual realms, there's already a rule that if you are hardworking, you can become successful. So anytime you key into that rule, you definitely achieve success, even without having to pray, because it's already a standard rule. That is why if you are a Christian, if you are a Muslim, if you are Hindu, if you are atheist, if you don't even believe in any God at all, immediately you follow those rules, it will work for you. That is why even if you are a Muslim, Christian, or whoever you are, if you have a farm and you apply fertilizers appropriately, it will work for you. You don't need any prayers to get your crop to produce for you, because these laws are already in place. Even in the Bible, in the books of Proverbs 6 and 6 to 10, it says, "Look at the ant, you lazy person. Watch what it does and learn from it. Even though it has no leader or boss, it works hard in the summer to store up food for the winter. And chapter 10, verse 10 actually says, a little sleep, a little more rest, a bit of holding your hands to relax, and poverty will come upon you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man. So the reason I'm laying this background is this. You see, if you think that you can follow your own rules and achieve success without paying attention to the rules that are already in place, and these rules are spiritual rules, they are not going to go anywhere. Even if you look at the nations that are developed, if you take China, take any of them, take Japan, just take any one of them. These nations, even if they are not praying, but they are following every bit of spiritual law. And I think that's what Madame Luke was alluding to, the way I understood her. They follow every bit of spiritual laws. And which are these laws? You know, they take care of the poor, they take care of the needy in the society. They
Thou
play
shalt not
fair.
kill. Thou shalt not kill.
They play fair in everything they do. They don't promote the weak above the poor. They don't promote the how will I say it now? They don't promote the unintelligent above the intelligent people. If you merit anything, you get it. All these are spiritual laws. They don't kill to get to wherever they want to get to. They don't manipulate election results. They allow the best to achieve what they are planning. That's why even you as a black man, you as an African, if you get to this Western world, because of the fairness in the society, which is a spiritual law, treat your brother the way you want to be treated. That is what Jesus Christ said. And to a very large extent, this is what this developed nation, this is what they do. If you go there, this fairness, this justice for everybody is what make people to have a semblance of success. For example, in some of these countries, there are laws in place that after 5 years, like in the UK, you can get ILR, independent leave to remain. Irrespective of wherever you are coming from, everybody gets it equally. In the Republic of Ireland, after 5 years, you become a citizen. Irrespective, they follow that law. They don't, but when you come to a society like ours, for example, where we don't follow any laws, where we cannot, even the laws that we've laid down, we cannot follow any of those laws, then we are not going to go anywhere. So if you think spirituality entails that you have to pray and pray and pray and pray without following any of the spiritual laws, you are just dreaming. For example, the problem Nigeria is having today, if you think that it is only prayer that will turn the things around, that there are some demons controlling the affairs of Nigeria, it's a big lie. It is we that have given access to any form of power to control our nation. So essentially what I'm saying, if, for example, our currency was having a problem in 2016, and we have spiritual leaders praying that God is going to turn the dollar against, is going to make the dollar to be weak so that the naira will rise. So that is stupidity. That is stupidity. It is like you are breaking the spiritual law by going spiritual. You want the spiritual law to favor somebody that's doing everything right in favor of you. That you went to go and you appointed your Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, with fake degree and everything. Then you want your own system. You think you can pray that your own system will respond better to a nation that has chosen to put the best people in position. You can see both of them, they are spiritual laws. They are both spiritual. They control the physical. But don't think that you can, from your whims and caprices, use the spiritual to control the physical. Don't think you can pray your way to success. It is not possible if you do what you are supposed to do. It's what I used to tell Christians. Because you think that only if you want to go for exam, you are praying and praying. Let me tell you, no matter how much you pray, that person that went to study because God believes in hard work. The person that has gone to study will even pass the exam. Why you that have been praying, you will end up failing. It has happened many times before. There are many laws in place that they are. Look at physics. Is it astrobiology? Is it the theory of the black hole? Look at, you want to tell me that the knowledge that gave us aircraft, that gave us electricity, that gave us mobile communication, that gave us internet, the one that all of us we are using today. You want to tell me that things, if you follow the rules that govern this thing, you are going to achieve success? Definitely you will. But at the time you think that you can pray your way to success, you can pray if you elect bad leaders, instead of them to allow the electoral laws to function the way it's supposed to function, everybody keep quiet. All the spiritual leaders keep quiet. They see a drug dealer, they see killers, they see kidnappers, they see rapers coming to power. They don't say anything. They don't question their character. Then when these people are in power, they think that they can pray so that these people will do the right thing. It's not going to happen. That is not a spiritual law. The spiritual law is that it should not be found amongst you. Killers, rapers, kidnappers, they are all there. At times, I don't know the Bible these people read. To be honest, it is also written there in the Bible, clearly written. For ye are gods and children of the Most High, but ye shall die like one of the princes. You shall die like men and like one. See, you must understand. The Bible is trying to tell you that we are gods. We are the children of the Most High, but still, we will die like men, and just like one of the princes of the earth. It is not really rocket science. It is so simple. But the problem is that we have to divide these things appropriately. If you get a leader that is focused, a leader that is willing to play fair, your nation will be developed. Because that leader will definitely follow the spiritual law that's already in place, i.e., love your neighbor as yourself, i.e., no cheating, i.e., be fair to everybody, i.e., no kidnapping, no looting of public funds. These are all spiritual laws. If you follow these laws, if a leader, you can get a leader that can follow these laws, even without prayers from the businessmen that's called themselves pastor, even without prayer from those people, you will definitely be successful as a nation. And every nation, not just nation, even in our everyday life. You want to tell me that the people that pray and fast, they are the most successful people on earth? And I'll say this clearly to the Christians. We really have to be careful the way we go about. The way we just go about everything. You think it's your religion that's the best or whatever. I don't know how to put it. You have a vice president, a pastor, and a professor that couldn't stand up for the truth for one single day. And after the destruction of Muhammadu Buhari, that pastor is still there defending everything that Buhari did. The people that protested against Jonathan today, they are all mutes and they are all quiet. That is unfair. And that is another spiritual law that they are going against. And prayer will never solve that. You cannot protest against Jonathan. You cannot have a stand and protest against Jonathan. You are keeping quiet against Tinubu. You are praying for Buhari, praying for Tinubu. That is unfair. That is against spiritual law. That is spirituality. If you do that and you think you can pray to pray your way out of that problem, the problem is going to compound. You take innocent blood. You buy people anyhow in your nation. You see people are being kidnapped and you don't do anything about it. It's the waste of blood. It is spiritual law. It is going to count against your nation.
And
That, Dr.
anyway,
CM.
yes. Anyway, Chris, to be honest, you've made the point I wanted when you mentioned the electoral law. You can make a law which you know if you obey it, it will solve your problem. then you go and bungle it or sabotage it willingly.
Yeah.
Then,
I'm even coming.
I'm coming. Then people will now turn back as a result of the problem. Say it's spiritual. It's not. You make the
No.
law. You wanted it to
No,
work.
but Dr.
And
Siem, the funny thing is that it is even actually spiritual, but not the way we look at it. Because the spiritual itself, it dictates that you must obey the laws you set for your own people. The laws you have set for yourself. If you don't obey it, the power in the spiritual realm will not allow you to achieve.
Mr. Chris, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
See, when Jesus was on earth, the tax collector came to collect tax from him and his crew. He said, go pick that fish, open that fish, take whatever you see inside, and use it to pay the tax of the land. So what is spiritual when a law of the land is there, and even Jesus obeyed the law of the land?
Noise on your background, please. Where's that one coming from?
So what is spiritual in obeying the laws of the land? Is the law gotten from the spirit realm, or is gotten from man?
Yeah, the Black Panther, you see, when they asked, there was a famous question that how has your profession affected your belief in your religion? See, there is something that people don't understand. It is there in the Bible. I will greatly increase your birth pain, but I can assure you, I've seen women giving birth with almost no pain, because science has defeated that commandment. Isn't it strange? And also, we must understand that everything we call laws or blah, 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 you see, it is with perspective to what applies in the society. That's why in clinical practice, there are so many things you do, but you cannot do ordinarily in the real world. Because if you do them, it becomes a problem. For example, if a judge sentences somebody to death, can you say that the judge is a murderer? No, because that judge is following the laws that has been set by that land. Can you now say that that judge is a murderer, and because of that he has committed a spiritual crime? No.
I beg, God, Niger Watch, make you drive everybody. Come on, make Mr. Christoph for 2 hours. Thank you.
Why? I still get 3 minutes now.
Can you say that judge, for example, has committed murder? No, because that judge.
Hello, Mr. Chris.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. Just a quick one. The truth of the matter is that all this spirituality you are trying to bring into this conversation, yes, it's good like what you are saying, but the most important thing here is the fact that Nigeria problem is not spiritual. It's as of bad leadership that we are facing. It's not spiritual. See, we were working on a project, Oga Chris. It happened that at the airport, most of the black persons were being discriminated. You know, so many issues we're having at that point. You know what? Because the data they used to train the machine they were using to scan all those people were being skewed to one direction. What happened? There's not enough data for the black race. So what we now have to do, we have to go and generate some synthetic data just to augment what that machine, to train that model again and come back. And what am I trying to say is that things that are supposed to be done with human, that you and I can put here together to solve, then we are now putting it on spiritual. Anyway, it's just a simple
Siobala, it means you've not been listening to all I've been saying. And see, you are talking about machine and training. I understand machine training. I understand AI machine training models. You just summarize everything I've been saying. You said that they discriminated against data, and you now, because of that, there was problem. The whatever you got was skewed. You see that word you use, that word discrimination. It is a spiritual, in the sense that in the spirit realm, if you are not fair to everybody, you will have problem. That is what I'm saying. So that kind of a problem, to solve it, you don't need to go and pray. You have to do the proper thing. And that proper thing is that the spiritual law dictates that you have to be fair. So that proper thing you need to do is to be fair to everybody. The data you are collecting from the blacks, whites, green, yellow, everything must be fair. And if you do that, you don't need a prayer to solve that problem. That is all I've been saying. But in our case, you see, you people have to generate data to abolish that skewness in whatever you were doing, which forced you people to go and do a machine training again. But in our problem as Africans and as Nigerians, we'll go and be praying that this data that has, we skewed the data ourselves, we'll go and be praying that God will come and correct that data. But what you people did, you didn't pray. You had to go back to follow the spiritual law. That is what you people did. That is what I've been saying. So if you have politicians that are killers, that are murderers, that are rapers, that are everything, you don't expect things to magically change for you because you are not following that spiritual law. No prayer is going to solve it for you. You have to go back to do the proper thing. When there are murderers in the society, they must be held accountable. If you don't do that, the blood of those people will keep crying. And if you don't do that, you never give opportunity. When you are murdering the people that could have turned your nation around, the people that could have turned your nation around, you are sending them to jail. Then you go to one church and start praying for God to do exactly what? Please free those people and allow them to rule your country and see if things will not change. Give Peter Obi and the likes of him the opportunity to rule Nigeria and see if all these churches will not become irrelevant. They will all become irrelevant. So we have to, it's a robust view.
Can I come in a little bit?
Is somebody talking?
Yeah, please. This is exactly what we'll be talking about. Nigerians believe that all problems will be solved when they pray.
No.
They don't follow the rules, but they just
you
want
follow
to
that
pray.
code. And I think that's what Madame Luke was talking. That's what she tried to explain. That their laws are the spiritual realm. You cannot violate the spiritual laws and you think you can pray to overcome what you have done.
Mr. Chris.
Hold on, Chris. Because let's remove this spiritual realm. We sat here, say we want to use beavers. There's no spirit.
All right, I need to round up now.
Can I finish my 3 minutes?
No, you already finished your minutes since now.
I never finished now.
No, you did, bros. Let
Okay, let him speak. Somewhere.
No, Gassier, go ahead.
Okay, Gassier, quickly talk. May I respond to you? I beg.
Okay, so we did it. We introduced beavers. It worked in Anambra, Edo, Ondo, and the Osun State. When it gets to presidential, we deliberately switch it off. What is spiritual in it?
No, that's the thing. What is spiritual in it is that there's a listen, Dr. CM. There's a spiritual law that says that if you are not fair, you will never get what you are looking for. When we switched it off in the presidential election, which
spiritual law says that? Which spiritual law says that thing?
We now fell into that trap of not being fair. And spirituality sets in. And to cure that, we don't need any prayer for that. All we need to do is to do the proper thing.
My point it was deliberate.
Yes, it was deliberate. If you do it deliberately, what I'm saying is that
I don't see anything
if you do it, whether you do it deliberately or not. Okay, Dr. Sam, let me give you a simple analogy. You see, if you have I don't know how to put it now. Okay, if you have poison, for example, there's a law that says that if somebody takes poison, the person is going to go. So if you take poison, whether you take it knowingly or unknowingly, there's already a law in place. And that is
it a spiritual law?
Poison.
No.
Is it a spiritual law?
No, the idea
let me answer my question. Is it a spiritual law?
What I'm discounting is you saw this is poison and we all know. I deliberately took it. There's no spiritual at all.
No, Dr. Sim, you are missing the point. Why don't you want to listen to what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that poison is meant to bite somebody, for example. Yeah. If you go and take that poison, irrespective of the reason why you took it, it's going to do its work.
Mr. Chris, can I just take 1.5 minutes to speak? Okay. Mr. Chris, you are putting one side and put one leg on the left side. It is better. Wait. Let me answer you. Let me answer your rhetoric where you play here since See,
Talk with you. One
God,
talk.
Jesus said, give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Jesus came to earth as God came to earth as human to function in the physical realm. You are not in the spiritual, you are in the physical realm. That is why I say, give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So when you talk about law, this law was physically made by men because we have the power to dominate our world. God has nothing to do with our laws that we put behind. The only law God gave us is for us to love ourselves as our neighbor. That is the only law God gave us. And that law covers a lot of things. That law makes us to put our own laws physically in conjunction with love so that we don't hurt the other person. So there is nothing spiritual. Let's talk physical and let's separate spiritual from it.
What is
There's
now
nothing
your
spiritual.
argument?
You are just trying to play the
What
game
is
of
now
being
your
on one
argument?
side and be on the other side.
Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself.
right.
You said that law was placed
Thank
in
you.
conjunction with what? Is it not exactly what? See, Black
No,
Panther.
no. That
My
is
goal,
dominion.
listen,
That is the power of
listen,
dominion that
my
God gave
goal,
us.
listen, Black Panther. My goal is not to come and convince you. My goal is to make my submission the way I understand it. Simply
You are
as that.
confusing Nigerians now. You are
No,
confusing them.
yourself. You
I'm
are
not confusing myself.
because
And look,
you
Mr.
force
Mr.
yourself.
Chris,
You
Chris,
force yourself. You don't want to think
Chris,
outside.
we have Bible study class teachers among us
No,
here. What you are saying is
you
not
don't
it's
want
not
to think
correlating.
outside the box. You don't want to look
I'm not
at
thinking outside the box. I'm
Look at the
thinking as
level
a
of
physical man.
Black Panther.
I'm thinking as a physical man. I'm not thinking
Yes.
as a spiritual man. So
Look at
anything
what
spiritual,
I've
let
said.
it be.
I've
Oh
made my
no,
submission.
Chris, understand me.
Yours, whether you
Chris,
believe or not, I
understand
don't
me.
give a
Anything
damn.
spiritual, Chris, understand me. Anything spiritual, put it on the side of spiritual. Then anything physical, put it on the side of physical. Let not us mix up issues and confuse the already confused Nigerians. That is what I'm saying. Let us speak physical things, the laws that we made ourselves.
Black
That
Panther,
God said we made that
Black
law.
Panther, I have said here repeatedly that no matter what you do, if you don't do the proper thing, because I know the aspects you are coming from, confusing Nigeria, I've made it very clear that you cannot pray your way out of any problem that you have caused by your violation of the law, whether you call it physical or spiritual law. Please get that clear. Having made that point, I think that's the foundation of everything.
Mr. Chris, if you violate the law that I put on ground,
listen,
if you
when
look,
Nigeria
Mr. Chris, if you violate my law in my company, would I have the right to deal with you?
Listen, Black Panther, we all have our.
Is it spiritual law?
Listen, we have our pedigree and legacy. When Nigeria Watch got that award from YouTube, he played a video here, and in that video, that man emphasized that hard work is everything. Nigeria Watch emphasized the same thing, and I also, when it was time for me to speak, I also emphasized the same thing. I thanked Nigeria Watch for actually playing that video because that is boldness. He made it very clear that it is consistency. It is consistency that gives you success. And that is what I stand for. That is why I quoted Proverbs.
Okay, Mr. Chris, the law that Nigeria put on ground. Wait now, so that we make people understand.
No, don't block me. See, there is a spiritual law that says that consistency pays. There's a spiritual law that says that hard work is only what will give you success. And that is in the Bible. It says, Proverbs 6:6-10. Look at the ant, you lazy person. Watch what it does and learn from it. Even though it has no leader or boss, it works hard in the summer.
Chris, that is knowledge. That is knowledge. That is knowledge, not spiritual. That is knowledge in the word of God.
Chris, if you follow, if you take questions along the road, you will get to know you wouldn't go far you are going. You've said that there's a spiritual law that hard work gives you success. Now, if I refuse to work hard, like Nigeria is doing, how are you going to blame saying a spiritual problem? When you don't want
thank you, CM. Thank you, CM.
That is the thing. No. You people are fixated. Dr. CM, you just listen, Dr. CM. I just finished saying that no matter what you do, if you don't do things properly, you cannot pray yourself out of it. Then you
Yes.
are still asking the question. So what's the basis of asking this question?
The
When
basis
I've already
is that,
told you that,
no,
I've
the
already
basis,
told you that
I'm
prayer
coming,
will not give you
exactly,
the things that you didn't do properly.
See, listen, Chris. If you do the hard work, do all that like Nigeria is, because I don't want to deviate from Nigeria. You do everything the way it's supposed to be. Like you make law, you obey it. If you now obey it and you are not getting that, you can say maybe some spiritual.
Dr. Sim, so what have I said since now? Is it not what I've said?
No, so you should have agreed that you are with me, us, and then we end it.
No,
So
now you're supposed to agree. Now you're supposed
Mr. Chris, hold on. Mr. Chris, hold on.
I've made it
Mr. Chris, hold on. Let us do simple analogy, simple common sense.
That the problem
Mr. Chris, nobody will argue with you.
We are not following the laws in place.
Chris, we are trying to separate spirituality from physical things, laws made by man, and God agreed with the law made by man. Now, hold on.
You cannot do that.
God agrees with the law made by man because it is man that made the law. Jesus, for example, wait, now let me make my explanation now. See me, Madam Luke, they shout for my head. Jesus was on earth. He obeyed the law made by man by taxation.
Okay.
So one thing you should know is that when you are on earth, you have to obey the law you and I made. Mr. Nagao made a law here. It is not spiritual. It is common sense. God gave us 5 cents in order to be able to make laws on earth that will govern ourselves. God does not want to govern us, but He has given us dominion to govern ourselves well with the knowledge He has given unto us. Simple. Separate it.
So what is different from what I've said? Like, for example, let's just give me one law that Nigeria Watch has made. Let's talk about only one law. Nigeria Watch, 30 seconds. Only one law. Don't say anything more.
Nigeria Watch says, speak for 8 minutes, and it is 8 minutes. Speak for 5 minutes, it is 5 minutes.
Okay.
Simple law.
Okay.
It does not require wisdom.
If you do more than that, does that not amount to cheating?
It's penalty. You pay the penalty of disobeying the law.
Yeah,
made by man.
But it's not spiritual. But it is not spiritual.
It is not spiritual.
No. Listen, Dr. CM. Listen, Dr. CM. Listen. You have to listen very carefully.
Yes. Listen.
You people don't want to understand what the point is. The point is this. Listen. If you have a problem in Nigeria, the kind of problem you are having now, you cannot pray your way out of it.
Yes. God bless you, Sir Chris. God bless you, Sir Chris. God bless you.
You cannot pray your way. What's so difficult in understanding there? You cannot pray your way out of it because no, Dr. CM.
We agree with you, but you are mixing it up at the tail end.
They not go school. Leave them. They not go school.
Waiting, Madam Luke, they talk. You know, go school. Waiting, Madam Luke, they talk.
Listen. You violated laws in place. That is why you are having those problems. So if you follow those laws,
all right. Okay. All right.
Is it spiritual law?
All right.
Mr. Nagao law spiritual.
Please, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Now this idea of no go school. Now I make on a discard Jonathan bring Buhari. On a see where we there now. We know
all of them not go school.
Yeah, we no go school. But Buhari rule you where go school.
But look, that one. When they talk to other people like that now, that's
okay.
Not fair.
Maybe Nigeria was saying okay. Maybe respect the rules.
Don't do that.
Maybe respect Nigeria was. We have been on this for close to how many?
She's sarcastic. She just be sarcastic.
Exactly. No worry.
They play. See trouble.
Na friendly fire.
Na friendly banter. I bet maybe
Madam Luke is not serious. She's just trying to spicing it up. That's all. She was not taking it personal.
Okay.
That's fine. You know, Mr. Alex O, do you understand that? That's fine. Okay. My people, I don't argue. To the best of my knowledge, with what you guys, most especially from Black Panther, and Oga Chris, I heard the laugh for you. You know, although on this platform everybody is learning, you know, but if I have to put in my input on this, can't somebody just talk? No. I know they give any minutes more.
Let Elvis talk now.
Are you not a human being? I'll give another minute. Join this one. I don't give 6 hours. You know, should have human feeling. Thank you. You know, what you guys are talking about here, we argue to learn, not to win. I've said it before on this platform. You know, that's how I live my life, though. I argue to learn. I don't want to win any argument. You know, if I see that the argument is heating up and I am not sure, you know, who is right at that moment, I will just, okay, that's fine. I will I will do research about this. I come back the next day, you know, but all this back and front and all that, you know. But if I have to, with my own understanding, you know, I'm not deep in these things, but in my own understanding, we all know that there is a physical and spiritual realm, you know, because every realm has its own power. That was the reason why Jesus Christ have to put on human flesh. And I
God
remember
bless
that
you, sir.
to be able to come into the affairs of men.
God bless you,
So,
sir.
that is my own understanding of what both of you are arguing, you know. So every realms, you know, so we should understand this. But you might be right in your own angle. Lapata might be right in his own angle, but we still have to come to agreement and move on. We all are learning. Everybody see.
Niger, it's called separation of fact. Separation of fact.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We are talking the pastor
Everybody see things in a different dimension. You understand? It's just like how do I put it on? You know, you are going to one particular avenue, you can follow different routes to arrive there. So what you guys have been discussing since, to me, if you ask me, I'll say both of you are right, but in a different way.
No,
That's all I can say.
the thing is that Chris been set a different question, go the answer and they go. The issue is Nigerian problem. Now because we no do what we have to do, like which
Correct.
is a universal formula you apply everywhere. How can we go and blame the spirit that you of beavers is causing you problem? There's no spiritual something there. Now you just create it yourself. So nothing
Hey,
Dr.
spiritual.
Dr.
CM,
Sien. Dr.
Dr.
Sien,
CM,
wait. Dr.
Dr.
Sien.
So the
CM, wait,
CM
Dr.
don't
Sien,
Chris,
please.
start this thing again
Madam
now.
Luke. Madam Luke, I beg, may I ask Dr. Sien this question?
please go ahead.
Dr. Sien, if you off the beavers, what is that called?
That is sabotage now.
It's physical.
Okay. So
It's
you don't
physical.
know that in the spiritual realm, sabotaging is wrong. And if you do that, you face the consequences.
See, what I'm
Okay.
saying
No,
is
no, no,
that
no, no. That is what
there
we
is
are
nothing.
saying. That is,
You can't
listen,
input.
No,
Dr.
no,
Sien.
Dr.
Yeah,
CM,
you
Dr.
can't
Sien,
input
listen,
spiritual.
let me finish.
what Mr. Chris is trying to tell you, and I'm
Come.
going to end it here. What Mr. Chris is trying to tell you, if you don't respect your spirituality covenant, you cannot respect man.
Simple as that. I don't know what's difficult.
I don't know what you. The funny thing is that you will call yourself Christians.
Dr.
If you
Sien,
don't
please
respect
listen
your
to me.
God and your
Dr.
covenant,
Sien,
how can you
Evans,
respect man?
Dr. Sien, let me tell you what
Mr. Evans, can you give me 10 seconds?
Listen
Just
for
stop,
one.
sir. We don't give 10 seconds.
Okay,
Just
please,
enter
please.
the conversation,
Dr.
I have
please.
something to say. You know, Mr. Chris and Blampata, Mr. CM, Madam Luke. The thing is this: anything that come physical, it must come to spiritual before physical.
Simple.
Okay.
See, Dr.
You know,
CM,
But we all
and
agree.
we
We all
should
agree
also,
on
and we
that
should,
now. We
and we
agree on
should,
that already.
we,
Nothing
we
is
should,
just
we should,
came like that. It was already considered or planned in the spiritual before it becomes physical. What we are trying to say is that Nigerians just believe that everything about them is spiritual. That they have some
Exactly.
pre
Dr. CM, Dr.
hold
CM,
And
on,
they disagree. And they
Dr.
disagree
CM, no,
with
the
that.
point,
let me say
Dr.
this.
CM, make I talk this thing in simple terms since
Let
you
me
are
say
refused
this.
to understand. See, what they talk, I'm not saying that now spirit hold Nigeria problem for grant. What I'm saying is that there are laws in the spiritual realms that we are not following. That is where our problem lies. And to cure that problem,
Okay.
we don't need to go do fasting for 50 days or 100 days.
Thank you.
All we need to do now to follow the law. No
But
spirit is holding
Oga
us
Chris,
down. Can't you get it?
Oga Chris, are you also aware, you know, if I have to add this to it, that the Bible says take dominion. Take dominion. What does it mean? Which means that
Yes.
we
Because
have
the
been
earth,
given the power and authority on earth.
and you bungle it. So
Yes,
who
but
do you blame?
so
No,
you
see,
know,
that's the
so
problem. If you bungle it,
But
okay, if
I have
God give
a
you
question. I have a question.
no, wait now, make I respond. Black Panther, see, if God
let's
give
move
you
on.
power, make you
Let me
take
round up,
dominion,
guys.
and if you bungle that dominion, there is a consequence for that.
We know now. Yes, we know.
So that's
I
what we
know.
are saying. So the
Mr. Chris, the
Black
dominion is
Panther,
the
wait,
one
wait,
that
wait, wait,
separates
wait,
the
wait,
spiritual
abeg.
from the physical.
Yeah,
The
answer
dominion.
the question. If you are
If
facing the God give you dominion
Okay.
and power to take everything on earth, but if you bungle it, you face the consequence. And where is
Mr.
that
Chris,
consequence coming from? Where
Mr.
is
Chris,
the power coming from?
Mr.
Listen,
Chris,
listen. All you
Mr.
need
Chris,
to
hold
do,
on now.
listen, may
I don't go
finish.
Bible school.
Listen, may I finish. All you need
That's why
to
they
do,
teach like say you know
all
Bible
you
pass
need to
everybody.
do, all you need to do to overcome that consequence
Okay.
of that
All right.
dominion
Thank you.
that you refuse to
Mr.
take.
Chris,
So
you
you
got to separate. I'm a science student. You got to separate your fact. You don't mix spirituality with physical realm. You cannot mix it in the eyes of the people. If you mix physical and spiritual together, you are confusing the people. You make a law, you follow the law. You
give
don't mix
example.
it.
Give
That
example.
is not a statement
Okay.
of fact.
Okay.
If Nigeria will say 8 minutes, you follow
Black
8 minutes. There's
Panther,
nothing
Black
spiritual there.
Panther,
Okay.
Black Panther, give
Okay.
example
This
of where I mix physical
this
and
is
spiritual
this
together.
is the example.
Give example.
Listen. This is the example.
No,
I
Dr. Siem, I wasn't
I
talking to you. Dr. Siem, leave
allow
Black
me.
Panther.
All right.
Black Panther.
We are here to learn. Let Dr. CN tell you. If I tell you now, you go begin argue. Let Dr.
See,
CN tell you.
Black
Oh,
Panther, Dr. Siem, leave her. Leave her. Make it
They
tell
say
you where I
law.
mix them together.
When they
All
say,
right. Can I
you
move
did my
on now?
side. After all, Mother Luke, they allow you speak. On two of you, they do
how
that
can you
thing
be
with
mixing
Mother Luke.
spirituality,
So
bundle it up with
Give
physical
example
realm?
now. Give example.
Black
You they
Panther,
wrong.
just
Go
Okay,
give
speak and
the
speak.
example I will give you now. What
No,
is the essence
everybody's
of
talking,
dominion?
man. Everybody's talking, please. I don't want to mute you. It's okay. Everybody just talking. We can't even hear what you guys are saying anymore. You know, that's fine. You wanted to ask question, give us a mandate. Go ahead.
Okay, so are we going to say that based on what happened in the election, so it also happened in the spiritual realm, Tinubu has bought his way in the spiritual realm before becoming president, right?
You're missing the point, sir.
Oh, really?
Yes, you're missing the point.
answer.
Okay. Augustine, you wanted to say something earlier on because I'm ringing this bell.
Let Chris answer. Give us a mandate.
No. Two of them, their talk not they finish. May they go sleep. You know, their talk not they
Okay,
finish.
now make Madam Luke get the last word. Make we go sleep.
Yes,
Exactly.
thank you. Now we're talking.
Well,
Now the thing she dey find be that.
they
Mr.
say make
Alex
you not
O.
talk Black Panther. You see they talk, eh?
Mr. Alex O.
You not
See,
get manner of approach.
so
Which one the manner of approach? Wetin we dey approach?
you see, you guys,
So people
they
will go
start to
for
talk now.
Ajegule, and so that they be.
They start to
See
talk.
himself grow for Ajegule now. Now let me.
They say make I talk now. Make I talk. You see, Mr. Chris Dublin. If I come this world again, I want to marry you. I know say I fall short of your speculation, but I go try brush up. Anyhow. Even if I miss, I go spiritual, I go brush up. You know why? You give the understanding. Because you understand that without a physical, spiritual connection, people are thinking that it's a church and all this thing. Without a spiritual connection, most countries that do well, they respect their God. They respect their... You see, it has to come from a spiritual hierarchy. People are calling Tinubu. Does Tinubu have any... Does it look like someone that has any spirituality? A drug baron? A certificate forger? What? See, if you are a spiritual being, there are 13 things you cannot do. You can't violate your environment. You can't violate your code of existence with your common man. That's what we're saying. If you don't respect the realm of being that you answer to, how can you respect man on earth? Is my question to you. Thank you.
Madam, look, now sitting president, you're the Kojok Baron, so Kai.
Excuse me.
And he make one statement say Agbado no get spirituality. That statement where you talk so now wrong statement because you don't know
How
him.
many times you don't say arrest me as for
Now
months?
wrong statement you dey make.
How many
If
times
you
you say
don't,
arrest me as for
must
months?
you are contradicting yourself because you as a spiritualist you must not go to mosque, nor neither you must go to church.
No. You have to show. Even if you don't go,
You don't have to show. You don't have to show
What I'm trying
because
to tell you, it has to
your
reflect
spirituality is your personal issue.
It has
It's
to reflect.
personal.
No. It has to see. When I went, that is why I said I've never seen a Christian in my life. I have never seen a Christian. If you are a Christian, you must be Christ-like. So whatever you're worshiping, you must show in your life. Is what I'm saying. None of these things that they preach shows in their lives.
Okay, are there no people that worship the devil?
Where are they?
Don't you see them among us?
Where are they now? I mean, I never see them.
They are among us because they portray the character of the demonic world.
I never see them.
You never see them. You dey see them for your government, for House of Assembly. You say you never see them.
Follow them, go worship.
You see them now. You don't ask me whether I don't follow them, go worship. You dey ask me question what I asked you before.
No. You see, whether you are worshiping that one. So what are you trying to say, that they don't have spirituality or what?
They have spirituality. All of them, you see, it's there. So most of them belong to a very strong spiritual clubs that they obey their gods.
All right.
And what does that God stand for? What does the God stand for? Wickedness, kleptomania, and what?
Now you are talking.
Okay.
Now you are talking. Now you are talking.
Maybe just spirituality is wickedness. You don't know. So it differs also. So
please, I beg. We're not talking of funky spirituality, please. We're talking of progressive spirituality. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. At least we've tried 6 hours long. We don't talk politics. We can't divert.
No, Mr. Network, we go drag again. No, is Nigeria problem physical or spiritual? We go do another session.
Not be today, tomorrow. we are already done now. Augustine and all the sleep already. So let's go. Let's Kai, I appreciate you, or at least we are learning. That's one thing about the platform. Everybody's learning here. Anybody will come this platform, you can't say you want to deceive people, or you want to claim saying that you know pass for here. People, they will go put you for where you belong. That's one thing about this platform. So if they come here, you wear better coat, tighten your belt well, because people they before you finish your submission, people they will go counter you, say, hey, what are you talking about? Or in fact, if you want to come like that, make you select people for this platform. Make sure say they're not the panel. If you know so you want to deceive people, just select people. I don't want to make sure their name. You make sure your fellow panel, they're not the panel. Hey, you quick come deceive them, make you wrong. Say that they panel, they're not gonna let you finish your submission. No, they will counter you with the reality, with the facts. That's how it works. That's why you can see our slogan right there. Verified content only. Anything more than that, we're not part of it. I appreciate every one of you, my people. We're not perfect. We're here to learn. We are calling out our government to do what is right in everything that we'll be talking about, since it's still 100% affiliated with our government, our satanic pastor, present government that doesn't have human feelings. Look what we are facing today. These guys are not doing anything. Since the last time the protest happened in Nigeria, at least a country that works by now, Tinubu supposed to have answered 1 or 2 demands. Rather, they are arresting everybody, locking people, moving people from one prison to another and all that. So the intimidation is real, and the oppression, suppression is real as well. So we cannot continue like this. Let's continue to speak. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that Nigeria will be better somehow, someday in our time. But the beautiful thing about it is that most of us don't live in Nigeria. So at least we are still having that good life wherever we are. But there's nothing like home. There's nothing like home. Home is beautiful. There's this video that I saw yesterday that I would have loved to play, but I don't know. It's late now. I would have maybe tomorrow, because if I say I look for an, I don't know where it is, because it's not on my software. That video where this woman was saying, invest back home. There's nothing like home and all that. So yeah, home is very, very okay. I think I found it. I think this is the video, right? Let me see. Yeah, this is the video. Okay, let's quickly listen to this video, my people. I know so supposed to finish now. I hope I not use my hand to enter another session. I just want reference. I bet make una hold black pattern.
Make it not hot. If you hot now, you put yourself in trouble.
Black Panther, make you let person listen, I beg.
You see them now. You see these people.
You see me for night yesterday. Which one be your own level, Chris? You want Olumide to win, Abi? They attack me.
And both of them know.
For this one.
And both of them know Lumide supporters. It's good. Let them they clash.
May they fight themselves. All these Olumide people. Now so they fight for public. Now so they fight for public.
No, if you come to Olumide, no fighting. The choice is clear.
Okay. So the video now I'll fit play so because the video I be say I will play. No, and everybody does teach you perfect. Say, voila. Lamat, no, what this video before I'll play, what the video was talking about is about investing back home, coming back home. Home is home and all that. And I've talked about these things so many times on this platform. For some of us that believe, I thought the America, I thought the UK, my life, everything is beautiful and all that. There's nothing like home. We want Nigeria to be better. That's why most of us are talking here every day. Listen to
for
this
an
video.
apartment like this, what are we looking at in terms of price points?
$2.5 million.
$2.5 million. But a lot of people would ask, why price it in dollars when it's right here in Nigeria?
Let me start from the very beginning. There's no such thing as a Naira-denominated loan for construction. Second thing is that actually that holds the value. Whether or not the place is expensive depends on what the Naira is doing.
Yeah.
Third, which some may say is the first reason, this is a free trade zone. I'm allowed to do it in dollars, but that's not the reason. The reason I do it in dollars and tell you the dollar price is because that's the cost and what I can sell it for to pay back what I owe, what the value of it is. And then whether you choose to pay in dollars or you choose to pay in Naira, totally up to you. Every city in the world has its districts for the uber rich, then the uber rich, then the rich, then the not so rich, then the middle class, then the affordable. And Echo Atlantic City is no different. It has its uber rich corner, and that's where this is.
Very nice.
Yeah. I mean, free trade zone has so many advantages in the sense that you don't have to pay tax on a free trade zone, and you can charge in dollars. So the price has not changed in 4 or 5 years.
$900,000 entry price for the
3-bed.
3-bed.
But this one is 2.5.
2.5 million. Wow. How many Nigerians can pull out 2.5 million for an apartment like this?
More than you know. Let me put it like this. If I say I'm going to sell to the 1% of 1%, that's still 25,000 people.
Yeah, and that's a lot, right? Because of our population of 200 and something million.
You got it.
This city is divided into 3 phases, phase 1, 2, and 3, and several plot types including oceanfront, the marina, and the city view, each with its own price point. A quick search on Nigerian Property Center website says a square meters on a normal plot is sold for $2,000 per square meter. So this 3,146 square meters is on the market for $6.2 million. A marina plot can demand a price tag upwards of $5,000 per square meter.
So this has the biggest plots.
This side.
As you get to phase 2 and phase 3, which you can see the wall as the wall is curving all the way.
Yes.
The phase 3 has the smaller plots.
I can see someone building a house, a villa.
Yeah, he lives there already. So that side has land small enough for you to build a house. But if you spend uber money buying a plot, I mean, if you turn around and have a look over there.
This is
Let me
huge.
show you.
This is like what?
This is
20,
a plot of
000.
land, exactly.
20,000 square meters.
You ain't building a house on this. You know what I'm saying? You're building a condominium or 2 or 3 or 4.
Yes.
But that's the size of the plot. That's what makes it expensive.
How much is your penthouse though?
My penthouse goes for $15 million.
$15 million, not Naira.
If you bring me 12.5, 13 million,
you'll talk about it.
I'll sell it to you. And you'll be living on top of the world.
15M. But most people would be like, if they have 15M, they're going to go to Miami or...
And you will always be an immigrant. At least here, you'll be a Nigerian in your own country.
You're a second-class citizen.
You will always be second class. It doesn't matter how many generations you'll be a black person. They will still stop you and ask you why you are driving an expensive car. Whereas the police here will be saluting you in your expensive car. Toilet. You go there and they'll say, guy, car registration, step out, put your hands on the hood. Doesn't matter how you shout that the car is your own. How dare you?
Only less than 1% of the whole population in Nigeria can afford to buy it, hence making this city only for the diaspora.
I'm building in a city where I build and my sewage system is international quality.
Yeah.
I don't have a soakaway here.
But then the question then lies, like, why should every Nigerian not have access to such infrastructure?
There's no reason why every Nigerian can't have access
Why
to
should it be for the uber rich?
If you make your money, you buy. Discrimination comes if I say it's only for men, or it's only for women, or it's only for Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa. That's discrimination.
Yeah.
Anybody can buy. We're not discriminatory about the color of your money. I mean, we'll do our due diligence on you because we have to know the source of your money.
Yeah.
All right. That is it. That video, I believe you will learn one or two things from it.
Organizer Watch, why did you bring this video at the end of this program? Why?
Wait till I want to learn from this one. He doesn't want Nigeria to be good now. Look at her statement.
My question is, I hope no Igbo man goes to build any house in that place.
Don't mind them. I hope no Igbo man build house there.
Telling us that
the money is not even.
When you go to Miami, you'll be a second-class citizen. When you are a second-class citizen in Nigeria.
God bless you, Madam Luke. Look at what she's saying.
The thing he said, the thing she said at the end, he said they have to check, sort of run a check on you. If at all they are doing it, how many Nigerians can make money legally to come and live there? If not a former politicians.
They have sold the place to Chinese. Leave that matter.
Anyway, well.
All right. There's a statement she said there that you guys didn't notice. If you're in Nigeria, she said if you're in Nigeria, the police will be toilet for you. But if you're in abroad, they will not toilet for you. Is that not corruption?
That is the statement I was wanted to pick out. She encouraged corruption.
Tell me why a police supposed to be toilet for anybody.
People come with that contract of building that place.
Nigeria Watch. There was something you said last week. You said the people that say Nigeria is so sweet, most of those people, they are the people that don't like obeying laws.
Exactly.
Okay. Can you imagine this lady feeling on top of the world that police they salute them? Don't you know you are better off in Miami, whereby police checking you means they are fighting crime because you could be at risk. But in Nigeria, they are doing like this for you. You never know who will do it, and then
you now see that our problem is not spiritual, it's physical. Now we be our problem.
Because you are greedy and you don't know God.
The truth of the matter.
Greedy no dey for spiritual. They are in a man something.
Hold on. Now I want to change them again. Go this spiritual this thing again, please.
How many are you taking to look at that? People don't even learn.
Please, that spiritual whatever is becoming boring now. Please, it's becoming boring. To be honest, we've ironed that already. We are discussing something else. You bring spiritual back again into it.
Yes, now because people are starving, and you're talking about $15 million of an apartment.
So this woman feels that when you go abroad and you obey the law, it's not good. But when you come to Nigeria, police go to salute you, even if you carry human head for the back of your car. You go say yes, you've arrived. You see,
Dr. Chris, you know, see as it be like better I do.
The truth of the matter is that 90% of these elites in Nigeria, all of them are corrupt.
Of course.
Not political elites. I'm saying all the elites.
All of them, not put percentage, all of them.
So, because if you can see, that woman was very, very proud of her statements. She was not even listening to herself. She was not even. She was not listening to herself. That many people will watch this video because people that live in Nigeria, if they watch this kind of video, they won't understand what we figured out from that video. Most people in Nigeria will not be able to figure it out. But she forgot that this video will go far by saying that if you are in Miami, you'll be second-class citizen. Whereas most of us in Nigeria were second-class citizens. Then she went on by saying, if you're in Nigeria, police will be toilet for you. Now, is a let down to our police now. There's no single respect for our police. Why should police toilet for me for any reason?
Exactly.
Why? I'm the one that's supposed to respect my police. Not police should be the other way around. They be buying down. They you not end up giving them 2,000. They'll not say, God, you too much.
Naija watch. You see that language, second class citizen. Now in these people, whether they build us all about the whole country, now they take carry Nigeria, they take dupe them. come Nigeria to do they say you be second class citizen, no come be that way. Who tell them say second class citizen dey? Open the book, make we open book.
No, the
Those
truth
are
of the matter,
dubious languages.
the truth of
My
the
dear
matter is
Igbo
that
people, if you enter that Eco Atlantic,
the,
God, you anything
the
what you see
truth
me.
of the truth of the matter is, other things that I like from the video is encouraging most especially Nigerians in diaspora to come back home and invest. And I support that 100%. I've talked about that so many times.
Without
Every
security,
other thing.
are you
Yeah.
for real? Without security, I should invest. Without
You
security,
should. Why not?
no.
It doesn't.
Excuse me. I have people who have gone to invest. Look at the man that went to invest in Nigeria. They leveled all his property, rendered him homeless.
So
It's
I
unfortunate.
understand, but there's home is home. If you
If
are
you want to
waiting for
invest,
that,
go to your village and invest. Must you invest in Lagos?
no, depend on where you are
No,
living now.
it depends
Must
on
you
where
live
you
in
want.
your
Just must you
exactly? Must you live in your village?
anywhere
No,
you
you
like.
don't live in
That's
your
what I
village,
mean.
but everybody cannot be developing Lagos. You need this
No,
development needs to spread.
And
No,
anywhere you feel is safe for you, invest. Anywhere you
No,
feel
for
is
me,
safe.
unfortunately for you, Magda CM, nowhere is safe.
no,
Nowhere is
Lagos
safe.
I
is safe.
want to be tribal safe now. I want
Hold on.
everybody, Edolite, go and develop our land before you start thinking about Lagos or one other place.
you.
Develop our land. That is the
Yeah.
first focus and priority.
Hold on, my brother. Hold on. On that one, I will see it in a different view. Develop our land you're talking about. Many of us have developed our land in the past. Since upon all that, it's still not conducive for you to live. So what
Conducive.
are you
Why
going
is
to
it
do?
conducive? Because you want to live in the Lagos and you want to be near the
No.
airport.
Do you think it's easy for somebody to invest almost 100 million naira in your own state and it's still not
Well,
conducive
all
for
it
you
takes is
to
for
live?
one person to do it, another person will do it, and it will grow from there. Look
And
at
then
how look at that
you'll be
Eco
waiting for
Atlantic.
the next to do first. You not
Wait
go
now.
you not go find where put
No,
your head
no,
first.
see, that's not what I'm saying. It's supposed to be a group effort. So
The
thing is that everybody cannot be developing Lagos. You see that the Eco Atlantic, that was Tinubu's pet project. And he didn't have enough money to do it. Now he's going to go full force.
Anyway, the truth of the matter is, if you want to invest in Nigeria, anywhere that welcomes you, please do.
Hell no.
Anywhere.
And my
Although
investment is right here with McDonald's.
Madam look. Not be Tinubu project. Oh, Clinton gets 45% share in that Atlantic. Oh.
anywhere that welcomes you, give you that open arms in Nigeria, please, you can invest and live freely as a Nigerian.
You see,
If now
Mr.
your
Chris,
village you want to live, if your
you
village
know what you talk
people
so.
not go bite your ear,
Only a
all
man will do this one. Me as a Nigerian woman, I will never invest in Nigeria. Only men will think of this thing though. No women. No
exactly.
woman will do that.
No, I understand. Only men. Yeah.
Mona go Calabar. Calabar na better place to invest too. Oh.
Yes, I'd rather go there.
No, to go to Calabar, in terms of where you want to live, where you like to live, for me, I don't mind anywhere you like to live, except those people will not give you land. They will not accept you. They not accept you. So they not accept.
So which means,
Like
so which
Benin,
means
like those states now, we are very welcoming people. And if you want to buy land today, you don't find land. You build your house and you live a good life.
Land where no
Yeah,
get
but-
road. There go be road first.
let me recap this. So which means this lady now, the estate agent or something. So which means she felt it is civilization, it is development for police to be doing like this for you.
Exactly.
So she felt that that is one of the privileges we they miss for abroad when no day for
what do you expect from all this cash and carry people?
Now there are sense rich. Now there are sense rich.
I'm telling you. You should be the person telling them that any police that does it, you get sacked. You are demeaning your profession. You don't do that.
Excuse me, you're talking about Tinubu's Lagos here. Don't expect anything good to come out of there. Simple.
She is corrupt. She is corrupt. From her statement, the level of corruption in her is very, very high.
Say police
go. These are MC Oluwama relatives now.
Anyway, for me, like I said, we've disagreed with some areas, and I've also agreed in some area. I will advise people always invest back home, regardless of the state of our country. Yes, you can invest in abroad as well. If you know you have children, yes, you need to live a better life for your children, your family. your wife and in abroad, but always invest back home. I'm very, very, how do I put it on? I'm a very strong believer of things like that, investing back
Yeah.
home. Home
Of
is
I
very
course,
good.
agree.
of
I
course, that
agree.
is
Yeah.
good. But meanwhile,
I agree.
your politicians are investing outside the country, and you are investing in the country. See, monkey, they work back.
No, do you know why they are investing outside the country? Because they are stealing the money. They, in case tomorrow someone like Madam Luke become a president, so that you don't confiscate their properties.
Indeed.
So those are criminal acts. That's why
Oh.
they are doing what they are doing. But your money is hard-earned money, so you
No.
want to invest. Nobody's
People,
coming to question you.
Naija watch. Let me
That's the
say
problem.
this to
Naija
every
watch.
diasporan.
Before you go,
Let me say this to every diasporan. Let me say this to every diasporan. When you want to invest in a place that is so polarized like Nigeria and a state like Lagos State, you know what is happening. What the kind of investment you should invest there is something that will be profitable, that will bring more dividends, so that you can take your bigger investment back to your land. That is what I believe.
And one more thing. Excuse me, my dear people in the diaspora, never you go invest in a place that you're not living in. If you
Exactly.
if you are not there to oversee your investments, please do
I
not
support that.
do that.
I support that. Yes.
You know,
I also
in this echo something they showed us. Let me just bring Peter Obi idea. If you tell Peter Obi a night there and a $2,000 to Lord, you go say, is it not only to sleep? If you go, Peter Obi will say, is it not only to
No,
sleep?
but why would anybody use $2,000 to sleep only for one night?
Or some hotels they like that
No,
now.
but a lot of people are suffering across the world. You use
Exactly.
$2,000 to sleep
No,
for
the
one
only
night.
reason you will spend $2,000 to sleep in one night is because you have also suffered and you want to enjoy yourself. If it's your own money.
Okay. Well, if it's your own money.
Yes, if you have suffered and you want to celebrate yourself, there's nothing wrong with that.
I hope that
7-star hotel for Dubai is more than $2,000 a night now. What with the yarn?
That's $40,000 a night now.
So what with the yarn? If you have your money, you can do it now.
$2,000 a night is like.
I think for me the most important lesson that this video shows is that try and invest back home. That is it.
Exactly.
So it's better for you to do your due diligence before you do it. Yeah.
And even if you want to invest, is it going to go and rent a property that you are not going to? So when you go and invest, is that a business property or a residential property? What exactly is that?
No,
you want to use it to do Uber or what? What exactly are you doing with that property?
Investment. People go to rent and
people go to rent. People go to rent waiting.
Due diligence.
Madam, look, there's different types of investment when it comes to building. You know, if you want to do residential, like your statement earlier on, make sure that you live in Nigeria or you spend more time in Nigeria if it's residential. But if it's for commercial, you know, then you don't have to be in Nigeria. You know, build it, give it to agent, they manage it for you, and you get your remittance every year.
The Igbo me no go let me do. I don't delegate my property to anybody. If I'm not there managing it myself, I'm not doing it.
No, you can't manage your property yourself in Nigeria.
I did it in Nigeria when I was there.
Madam,
I know. I say I wake up every morning.
Madam, look. That's a greedy mindset.
Let me respond to her now.
Oprah today, she writes her own checks.
Madam,
I have to oversee my property.
Madam.
Sorry.
Madam, Oprah writes her own check doesn't mean she's the one managing her business. So it's a two different things.
She's the one managing it. She might have supervisors.
No, she's not. She's not.
But Nigerians are so mentally lazy.
Hold on, madam. Let me
will do something and delegate to somebody else. And be waiting for bank account to bag them every month. They will oversee the books. Nigerians, let me tell you, Nigerians
madam, look,
lazy.
Let somebody respond to your this thing and you're the talk they go.
Okay, sir.
You know, let me tell you, you cannot manage your properties yourself. God forbid, you won't live long. I'm telling you this because I'm talking out of experience. You cannot. When I built my first property in 2005 in Edo State, it was an upstairs. That excitement, I said, let me just, let me do this thing, although I started in 2005, finished it 2009. I said, okay, let me just be managing this thing myself. Headache, why I can't get my enemy for not live long until I hand over it to agent, and from there henceforth, and I have peace. Do you know the beautiful thing about it, Mother Luke? Every 12 months, your money still come to you. You understand? You don't need to be calling one tenant that will be telling you that I was taking my children to school. My wife fell from the car, and the rent that I'm supposed to pay you. Now I will take the treat my wife now, which she take for different complaint left and right. But when
Watch, you are correct, but I'm going to tell you something, and especially you diasporans that are living here. I have lived here for 30 years. I have relatives who have died here, and their homes are rotting in Nigeria because their children never left here to go and see what their father has.
That's true.
So please, I'm not falling for that trap.
No. Hold on. No, your angle, Madam Luke.
Any property that your children cannot get, don't get it to it.
No, Madam Luke, you know, we're in postmodernism. Don't look that Nigeria is not that backward, though. It's only our politicians that is backward.
My thing is that who is going to think about who are you living it for? It's my question.
Madam, you hold on now. Can somebody just speak? Let me finish my statement before you jump on it. The only people that is backward in Nigeria is our politicians. Nigerians in Nigeria, many of the guest sense past many of us were there abroad. And that's fact. Most Nigerians in Nigeria, many of the guest sense past us, I repeat it again, that live abroad. The only difference between you and us and them that live back home is that you have more opportunities than them. Then let me come to what I wanted to say. That time don't pass when they build house now. Your name, your children's names are not on it. Your wife's name is not on it and all that. God forbid anything happen to you. Your children don't need to go live in Nigeria. They can go to Nigeria and put these properties on sale if they want to. Or if they want to spring it from there, they can do more. You know, God's touch buildings today. God's touch building. The guy is just 30-something years old. He started with one building, according to his story. That guy is making 3.9 billion naira every 12 months. 3.9 billion as of 2022. And this say 3.9 million, $3.9 billion. This guy have a property where you pay $5,000 every month for rent in Lagos. Let me bring this on your screen. Hold on. For those of you to know, I have friends. I know people that visit UK that will come UK throughout their stay in the UK. They are using Nigeria card to do all the shopping they are doing. If not in a motor they want to buy, they'll use Nigeria card to pay. Anything they want to buy, any shop they enter, Nigeria card. Any cheapie they want to do, Nigeria card. I know people who visit UK that come on Friday and do shopping Saturday and leave Sunday evening. They are not politicians. They make their money from Nigeria. So nobody should discourage people that want to invest in Nigeria. I have a reason for this. Let me bring this.
Thank you. You see what Madam Rita Adams there? Madam Rita, I greet you. Anybody investing in Lagos is investing in Tinubu's empire. On that note, tuna, good night.
Let me bring this to your screen before I go quickly, so that you guys will understand what I'm talking about. You know, somebody started this. Let me see if I can quickly see it here. I will round up soon. I made a drag myself now. Okay, I'll bring this one in. I just hope I can get all of them. This is God's touch. Where is it? Come on. Okay, let me I just want to bring only one. Then, in case you visit Nigeria tomorrow, now wait till you will see. Now be this. All his buildings are just similar.
Go for Lagos. Now let Lagos waka come.
You said what? Hold on, madam.
I said all must be in Lagos.
You say now all for Lagos.
Now let Lagos waka come. Building Tinubu's empire.
All for Lagos, yeah. No, madam, look, and I will also answer you. Investing in your state is a very good thing, but now, does it worth it that you spend, like, for example, 200 million naira to build a house in your state, and then it turns out to be paying you 500,000 naira every year? Does it worth it?
Well, it's
Nigeria, let me tell you, the angle you are coming from is from a very selfish angle.
Yes.
I don't mean any harm to the world.
What do you mean selfish?
No, I'm not saying you are selfish. The angle you are coming from is like this. You see, every land need to be developed, and everybody need to take a step. Lagos, as you see, Lagos, as you see,
developer for you.
No, Lagos, as you see, so it has been developed by the federal government. So everybody wants to go in there and develop. What about other states?
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. You go and do it now so that people
No,
will
you
come.
don't have to build all you don't have to build all those luxurious kind of things there. You start on a low scale so that at least that place will develop. So you go according to the prices of those people can pay from their pocket. I'm not looking to billion. I don't want to be billionaire.
Mother, look at God's touch. This is God's touch. In case you understand, that's the name, right? The guy is still less than 40, and they have more than 100 of this in Lagos, more than 100 of this, and he's always building 18 flats. He has
As
in Banana
congested as
Island.
Lagos is, why Lagos?
Hold on, madam. Let me finish
the
now.
place is too congested.
Oh, let me finish what I'm saying first. Now, let me finish. He have, according to 2022, the guy was making 3.9 billion naira every year, but I believe he's already making up to 15 billion now. Every year, and he built 18 flats. According to him, he started with just one, and he now get to see how profitable it is. Right? He started building more and more. He doesn't manage none of them. Agent take it, and they take their 10% from whatever paid in, and they'll look after your house. So, and these are the type that they have in Banana Island. You see, God's touch is also there. All those are the one in Banana. Here now is where they pay like 10,000, 5,000 pounds every month.
Please, is this a building? What is
it's
this?
a building, madam. Yes, in Banana Island.
That's one of the most fucking ugly buildings I've ever seen in my life. What is this? What the hell is
this?
this?
Okay, fine. Let's focus on what we are saying.
Is this somebody's house or is this a museum?
The reason, what I'm trying to say here is that, please, guys, I'm not in support of any of you being discouraged not to invest back home. You must. It's your home. You don't have to live there. If you want to build a residential building, like Madam Luke said earlier on, you must make sure you live there. Because I have friends in the past that build a residential building. And whenever they leave, it's only their gate man or whatever that is there. Sometimes they go back to our brother and spend 5 years, and before they come back. So that's stupidity. If you want to build a commercial buildings like this, you do one, you do two in a good location where you can get your money back. Me wanna let Black Panther go use all the money to build, develop one village first. You don't have to join anybody to do those rubbish. And I will say it with all mouth because I've done it, and you don't.
I know they discourage anybody from not developing other places.
Earlier on, that is a selfish or whatever. What do you mean? You use 200 million naira to build a house?
No, because he's saying that other places are very underdeveloped.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But my question is,
that is where I'm coming from. That's where I'm coming from.
I know. Underdeveloped, may you go develop them. I've answered you.
Good.
You cannot expect somebody who spent 200 million to build a house. You will not find a tenant that will not be paying 500,000 naira every year. Is that not backwardness? What are we talking about? We should be realistic now.
But the man, the God sent, is he helping Nigeria or devaluing the currency the more?
How can somebody like this be devaluing the currency? What are you talking about?
Because you are paying in dollars in your country and you are not paying in naira.
No. Not all is built. All is built is scattered everywhere. I'm talking the one in Banana Island are paying the dollars. What about the one that is in Nigeria?
Why in the hell will I want to live in Banana Island?
All this one here are Lekki Phase 2, Phase 3, Aja and all that, but is making
Is it a free trade zone?
Yes.
It's a free trade zone.
I don't know much about it, but I'm just trying to let you know.
Because I know any free trade zone, you can pay any currency.
My stand here is to encourage people, always invest back home. Always. If now because say your children that are not going back home, add your children's name to whatever you are doing back home. They can come back either to sell or continue from where you stop.
I said I'm telling
For example, let me come to this guy. What is his name? God is Good. God is Good Motors. Everybody know God is Good Motors is the biggest transporter now in Nigeria, and is doing other logistic businesses now, right? God is Good Motors, from Edo State, although he was living in Edo State, but he's not a Edo man. Be like saying I can't remember. But they kidnapped him for Benin, for Edo State, and they buy him. You know, now your own brother set him up with kidnapper, made they take collect money for your hand, and at the end of the day, the kidnappers one thing led to another, now they take by him. But police catch them that year, they confess. Say, see, our plan was not to buy him and all that, blah, blah, blah. But the pikin in America have to come back home to come and manage where Papa build and reach that time. If
Can
pikin
you
don't build,
imagine the burden? Can you imagine the burden?
hold on
You know what?
now,
No, can you
madam,
imagine
make
the
the let person
burden?
they talk finish now. Don't
See,
let me forget what
no,
I'm saying. Make you wait.
what I'm trying to tell you is that
You
when you do your
wait
plans,
now.
you
It's
deliberately
not a
drag your
burden.
children into it who do not have no plan, no
Hold
say in this
on,
thing.
No,
Madam
wait.
Luke. Madam Luke, what you are saying is not aligning. You just wait, please. You know, I don't know where you see burden from. The Pikin have to come back all the way from America to come and take over that business. Today, that Pikin have grown that business from millions to billions. Now, even close to billions now in dollars. That Pikin from America. So God is good. Motors and logistics is the biggest in Nigeria today, done by his own child. The reason why I'm saying this, many of you can testify to what I'm saying today. The reason why I'm saying this is that for some of us that is saying, oh, your Pikin is not coming back home, your Pikin is not coming back. What do you mean your Pikin is not coming back home? If you accept you are doing something back home, you are not carrying your children along, you're not carrying your wife along. That's fine. You know, or you end up going and build in Igoriake. You go and spend 200,000, 100 million naira, you go build for Igoriake. You can never grow. That's it.
Mr. Naija Wash. See, not all that glitters are gold.
What do you know that guitar that good? What are you talking about? This quote where they drag people backwards. So, what kind of quote is that?
See,
Wait from top to bottom.
All those quotes that have made so many people poor and useless in abroad.
That God is good. That God, Naija Wash, that God is good. You are right. I know the story. If you are if you get to Asaba, you are going to Onisha. By the bridge there, getting to Niger Bridge, that is where he built his own block. How many story building? That is the office. So there he loads. So in other words, if you want to go, God is good. Any park you go, say, take me to God is good park. Only him they load there. And the guy is the richest now in Nigeria. The story is correct.
Augustine, he have the biggest logistic now.
Yes,
He's not
I know.
using private jets to deliver goods across
Totally,
the
yes.
world. Private jets.
Private, yes. So he knows the business. It's just like Amazon. I'm coming. Wait, hold on. That is Amazon. What he did, what the significance of what Naija Wash is saying is that when the father, the original owner, was doing the business, it may be when he was incorporating it, he put the children, even if you are abroad, your name there.
Exactly.
Such that if you don't want to come back, it's up to you. But peradventure, you came back, there's nothing like struggle. Because the thing has been filed with the lawyer, everything. So the children came back as one of the trustee or whatever of the company and took it over and took it to greater heights. That's what he's saying. But assuming he did not put the name of either of the children there, he felt that he's doing it on his, after all they're abroad, they won't come back. Look, the accountant the next day, all of them just swindle your until you die.
Do
So
you know,
everybody could just go.
do you know, Augustine, do you know that a lot of us that live abroad today that have invested back home in the past and they still keep on investing, the money they are using to pay their mortgages abroad, live their wife, their children, everybody living a extravagant lifestyle is coming from Nigeria. Are you aware?
I know.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, you're right, Naija Wash. You're right on that thing.
When they, yes, I know. That's why some of them
back home.
That's why some of them, when the naira they fall, one was told me that he's not happy. I said, why? When you are abroad, he said no. He said he takes naira from Nigeria, buy dollar, and then take it abroad. I said, how? He said the investment where they don't do over 20 years or 10 years, maybe year 19, 2000,
investing back
2002.
home is very you don't have to be there. Like Madam Luke now. Madam Luke, like you I know because of it, your mentality have changed. Obviously, it needs to change because we don't have
Madam Luke now fine woman. No.
Let me finish. One of the let people finish.
Wait, which one bring fine or no fine?
They talk. They finish, please. You know, Madam Luke mentality have changed, which is a normal thing. And she's also scared because we don't have security in our country. But my advice for people like that, many of us are in that category. you can still invest. You don't need to be there.
Yes.
You don't need to be there. Invest your money properly.
Yeah, if it's this real estate, like you said, to be honest with you, you can buy in Abuja, invest, give it to estate agent, your money runs, buy in
You see,
Benin,
investing in estate business is very good.
yes,
It's very good, and you don't need to be there.
I'm going to
yes,
tell you a secret. I'm going to let you in a secret. You see all these things you're doing there in Nigeria? I'm doing exactly the same thing here in the US.
No, it's a good thing.
Yes.
It's
So
a good thing, man.
my problem with Nigeria is that I don't want to have anything to do with that place. That's just my issue.
It's okay.
I just don't
Now
find
from experience, now you not go blame her. Now from experience.
No, you need to check yourself. If you get children, you go first look their eye.
Yes.
Hey, not the ones you carry there. They will just in 2 days. They don't wait. In 2 days, they don't buy ticket return. Come out for there. So you have to check.
But you got to be carrying your children down to Nigeria at least once in a while.
Are they goats? Am I going to? I said you go take them, go there in 2 days. They don't buy ticket. Come out.
Okay. Do it this way, Madam Luke. You bought the house.
In 2 days, they don't buy ticket.
Hold on, Madam Luke. You bought all these houses, maybe in Lekki or Abuja or Benin, anywhere, gave it to an estate agent. As long as you register it as your business and put those children name there, it's okay. Even if you are not around, that same agent can still be making an account
now
for them.
I think Madam Luke is not against putting your daughter or your son name there.
No, that's all you need.
No. Listen, you go check the children. Mr. CM, you go take the children. Now children be children. You know, say some of us, when you look at your children, Mumu is there for inside there.
Go for it.
Madam Luke, I like your thought. Don't be saying the children Mumu. Don't be saying the children Mumu. If they just oppose that with the kind cleverness for Nigeria.
Yes.
Anyway, that
then
one
go so dupe them. Let me tell you.
That one
they're not street smart at all.
Exactly.
Like Nigeria, where they speak straw here, straw. They know they speak straw for Nigeria.
That one
a particular problem. Anyway,
let's
move on. Let's round up, please. I appreciate every one of you. I want you guys to understand that on Nigeria Watch, we are learning every day, and we are trying to encourage people. In case some of you listening to us, you are tired, you are confused, you don't know what to do, and all that. Listen, I will always say it louder. If you want to invest in property back home, don't hesitate. Always do it, but try to follow the right legitimate source, because if they frustrate you, you are finished on earth and heaven. So follow the right legitimate source through a proper, well-known agent. Though it's more expensive following through this avenue, but you got to do it. In order to trust people these days is not easy. Yes, so it's better, but investing back home is a very, very good thing. You don't need to be there if you don't want to be there. But if you live there, you are moving back home. Because I have friends who move back to, despite that Nigeria were worried, so I have people who move back home every time now. Even as it were worried, so people still move back.
Only men go move back. No woman go good to that nonsense. No woman.
No, I see husband and wife, they move back home.
Husband and wife, yeah. But
Nigeria, you say somebody they move back home?
Yes, now. Why not?
Oh boy, that person na Goliath too.
You not be Goliath. Now your mentality be that.
No be mentality. The kidnapping. He go fit cope with them.
See, all the ones who know don't move back in 3 years. Don't then Jackpot come back.
They go run come back. My auntie moved back to Nigeria. She spent 3 years. She run come back, come to stay with us for here for Texas. He sell his house for here. He run come back.
All of them don't run.
Yes. On that note, you are also right. You see. Yes, you're also right. But when you know what you're doing, you don't need to run back.
Yeah. What if you become senator? If you go home, you become senator. What is it? You go there
senator, corrupt senator.
Hold on. If you are stressing your country, if you establish yourself properly, obviously Nigeria is naturally stressful. Then just buy ticket and come and spend 3 months in abroad. Because you have home.
Mr. Nature, you surprise me. You surprise me. You mean, you go feel sleep for that Nigeria with the element of poverty around you. You carry am for mind. You go feel sleep.
No, Madam, look. You see, Mona, let me talk. Hold on now.
This is where housemate they buy people.
Hold on now.
You
say me answer you. May I answer you now? Madam, look. You see that statement where you talk. Now make me talk and just now say maybe you never go out now for the past 78 years. So now make you talk say you feel sleep because you are surrounding yourself with poverty or whatever.
No.
Blah blah blah.
I go home all the time.
Madam, look. Let me tell you, there's some estate where you go there. You go see yourself saying that you even poor pass for that estate for Lagos and Abuja. I'm telling you.
Now so it be now for Nigeria now for high area.
This is the problem where I have with you.
No,
when
but you just
Nigeria,
said you can sleep when you are surrounded with the poor people. No, you don't live in that area.
Now when they like Abuja and Lagos life, I'm a country girl. When I go home, I go to my father's house in the village. You know,
what you talk just now, true. Poor people go surround you. Yes, that one.
Yes. So I'm not going to live a fake life because
Madam, look, you know what you are black go do.
Wherever you are going, it's not a representative of Nigeria. That is not a
representative of Niger watch. Madam, look, now very sensitive woman.
Let me talk this one first. Madam, look.
Okay.
If you know say you want to live for your village, wait till you are black pata go do now. First go develop all the village first, I beg.
Niger watch. See, that's why they talk. Me, I don't think of Calabar for a very long time. They my map. All this one I talk Lagos. Na business with that one.
All this one.
People are just. You don't take. Look, Niger watch. Then I tell you, me na hardcore Lagosian. When I say hardcore, I be a worry boy.
Anyway, you know, my brother.
So
that one say una want live for abroad forever. I not follow una did that.
No, me not live for abroad forever. Oh, man, I look this stay because she know what she the benefit. Me, I must move back home.
My government here is about to be paying me $5,000 a month.
And I want Madam Luke. I want to go into business with Madam Luke. Okay, go invest for Nigeria.
Thank you.
I've paid enough taxes here that my government is about to pay me, please.
Madam Luke,
I don't want any mansion or Banana Island. I'm not interested.
Madam Luke, you see, Black Pata have left you behind. You know, the best way they encourage you to say if Madam Luke wants to stay for America, maybe she stay there.
I just stay. I go. I don't pick my.
No, I want to do business with Madam Luke. See, Madam Luke is a very sensitive woman, and she's the way she they touch, but they're very tough for business.
Oh yes.
And okay. And you are a very pretty woman, and you can go far in Nigeria, in Lagos especially.
Yeah. In Lagos, so, you don't lose me though. Lagos.
Black Pata.
Yeah.
Now the third time I don't use the word pretty since. Even no the
I be disciplined man. No, I like to do business with fine women.
Now, for Destiny Available, you say NEPA go frustrate people and no regular lights and all that. Let me tell you, now, it's still part of the things we are saying now. You know, you can now live in Nigeria without you don't need NEPA. You can live on solar. So it's
yeah, you can use solar now.
Mr. Black Manta, I mean Mr. Organizer Watch. I'm robber. Don't come meet you for house for Nigeria before.
God forbid, they don't know my house.
I don't see them. I say in my life, I go. I say armed robbers don't come meet you for house in the middle of the night before.
Now I know why you wrong.
I say I know they go.
If I'm robber catch Madam Luke the way she I know.
Madam Luke, the thing where you just talk just now, I have never seen anything as traumatic as that.
Exactly.
It's very traumatic. Very.
Have you woken up in the middle of the night and your protector is falling inside your bedroom? Listen, not be everything we mad they see the talk.
That's why you see that. That's why we are fighting every day to have a better government, because our government failed in every area. Anyway, let's round up, my people. Yeah, wow, I can't believe that this broadcast.
Madam Luke, don't worry. When you want to go Lagos, just give me a call.
Thank you. Thank you, my people.
I will send you some guys.
All right.
When I tell you to make you give us 10 minutes more, you say I know you.
I beg one.
You don't use past 10 minutes now. That
Well,
word
Now,
you tell me, take
that
that
was
back.
thank you
Take that,
for the
take that
time.
word back. So we know end the show tonight.
In
Take that
summary,
word back.
now
those
give us
who
a
know
man,
the
then I go do
better,
fasting
I
and
go
prayer
go
for
Take
back.
that word we talk. Take that word back. If not, no go end the show tonight. I'm not gonna let
Now
you
he
go.
Now you
go,
go do fasting and prayer.
now he go
I
do
say make
fasting
you
and
take
prayer.
that word where you tell me take them back before you end the
Okay,
show.
no
If not,
verse,
no
oh
go
God,
end
no
them.
verse. I beg,
Give
make
us
I
a mandate. You don't do fasting and prayer with Papa now, Abi.
I beg, no verse. Make I head by show. Because now he go do fasting and prayer, lock me for here. So, thank you, my people. We'll come to the end of the broadcast. See you guys again tomorrow. Thank you, everybody that stays with us this evening. Oga CM, Madam Luke, Mr. Jonathan, Abdul Malik, Oga Chris, Black Panther, and give us a mandate. Thank you very much. Alex O was with us earlier on. You already left. I know it's not late. For UK now is about 1 o'clock on 12:30. I appreciate you all, my people. Thank you very much. Everyone, write down in the comment section. Thank you, Mother of all Mommy Diaspora. Thank you very much, Mommy. I appreciate you always. Destiny Variable. Thank you, Vitals. Thank you, Mother Peggy Modi. Amaka E. Thank you very much. I appreciate you, Onena Bona. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my people. I appreciate you all. We've come to the end of the broadcast. I'll see you guys. Ariyomi Abdul. Thank you. And those of you that supported the channel today, thank you, Didi Anthony. Love God is my strength. Malik Lukman. Thank you very much. And God will bless you now. I'll see you guys again later on by 6, by God's grace. Fingers crossed. And let's continue to talk about the things that's affecting us. I believe 1 or 2 persons have learned a lot from this video today. And for those of you that will be playing back, I believe you will learn 1 or 2 things from it. But if you know you have more ideas than what we've discussed here today, please put it on the comment section when you are playing back this video so that we can learn from you as well. Nobody is perfect here. We all are here to learn. Good night, my people. Now God bless you now. Bye for now.